A Corpus Christi mother speaking out tonight, one day after punishment was handed down to the driver who killed her youngest son and left another in critical condition following a wrong-way DWI crash in August of last year. The suspect who hit them taking a plea bargain, which means he will serve 14 years in prison. That mother sharing her son's story with our Bill Churchwell tonight. Bill.
Leslie, it was yesterday in the 94th District Court where that sentence was handed down. The victim's family reaching out to 3 News, a mother wanting to share her son's untold story as she grapples with the fact that her son still had his whole life ahead of him.
My life has never been the same since August 20th, when my son was hit and killed by a drunk driver.
It's been almost 7 months, and Teresa Schneider is still trying to process.
He was my baby. He was my youngest of my children, and I will never learn how to live without him.
These pictures of the crash, difficult to look back on, taking place here on I-37 just before the McKenzie exit, about 3:30 in the morning. Her 2 sons just minutes away from their mother's house when another driver going the wrong way crashed into them. That driver, authorities determined, was intoxicated.
I cry every morning. I cry every night. I cry every day.
One son taken to Christus Pond shoreline. 25-year-old Benjamin did not survive.
A phone call from my daughter telling me that she thinks that my son had passed, and I just started screaming no. I just started screaming no at the time. I jumped out of bed. I ran into the room next to him where my sons were supposed to be staying that night overnight because they both were from San Antonio. His life was cut short. He had so much more to give. He was so bright.
A graduate of UTSA, hardworking, someone who loved to travel, and a young man who cared for others.
I didn't know how much he cared until his funeral, and he had his friends tell me how much they meant to him.
He was also an organ donor.
Because of the violence and the mutilation that he received from the accident, he wasn't able to be an organ donor like he wanted to.
The second point of impact when his car got hit.
Teresa revisiting where it happened with us. She passes by it every day as she drives home from work.
Some days I'll just come park here and know this is the last place my son was alive.
The driver responsible, Alan Mendoza, in court this week, will serve 14 years in prison for a plea agreement.
I feel like it's not enough time. My son was only 25 years old. He had at least another 50 years to live.
Her plea, especially as we are in the midst of spring break, to anyone who is thinking about getting behind the wheel after a night of drinking.
Say, please don't do it. Please don't do it. You may be saving a family the heartache that my family is having to suffer with.
Bill Churchwell, 3 News.